interview with Alberto Alvarez, you conducted the interview with Fahim Muhammad
Yes, sir.
and Michael Amir Williams.
Yes, sir.
This was all at the same office. Is that right?
Yes, it was.
Now, you had Fahim Muhammad you'd spoken to briefly at the hospital, correct?
Yes, sir.
And he had made a statement at Carrollwood that night. Is that right?
He was interviewed there, yes.
And Fahim Muhammad, when he made a statement on June 25th, said nothing about Dr. Murray wanting to go back to the residence or having to lock down the residence, did he?
Not that I recall, no.
Michael Amir Williams made a statement as well on June 25th, right?
Yes.
And he never said anything about having to lock down the residence or Dr. Murray wanting to go back to the residence, right?
That's correct.
Your statement, the statements that you took on August 31st, 2009, were 4 days after the coroner had issued a press release about the cause of death, right? August 27th is when they issued their press release.
Okay.
Right? Okay. And in that press release, it said cause of death was propofol intoxication. You're familiar with that, right?
Yes, sir.
And it was a homicide.
Yes, sir.
During those 2 months prior to your interview of Alvarez, Mr. Muhammad, and Mr. Williams, you would agree with me that the press was overwhelming.
To say the least, yes.
To say the least. You were probably harassed more than you've ever been in your career. Would that be fair to say?
Be very fair, yes.
You remember a TMZ story on July 15th?
Overruled.
Where it says, doctor talked himself into a corner. You remember that story?
I don't. There was numerous stories.
There's numerous stories all about with anonymous law enforcement sources. You remember that?
Same, 350, 352.
During your conversation with Alberto Alvarez, do you remember him drawing this picture? This is Defense Exhibit F.
One of the interviews, yes.
Was there more than one interview with Alberto Alvarez? Was there more than one interview with Alberto Alvarez?
There was one at the hospital initially, and then one on the 31st.
All right. What about after that period of time?
There was, yes.
And where was that?
In the district attorney's office?
And when was that?
I don't know.
Do you recall him drawing another bag at that time?
I do not at this time, no.
Objection assumes facts on evidence that he was present.
At any point where the officer was present. Do you recall him drawing another bag?
No, sir.
Thank you. Overruled.
Did you request fingerprints from Alberto Alvarez?
Yes.
And did you get those fingerprints?
Yes.
All right. And did you turn those fingerprints into SID section? I guess whoever does fingerprints at LAPD?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that was Diego Taveras? Is that
Yes,
who?
sir.
And he did an analysis of those fingerprints, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you know when you asked Mr. Alvarez to provide fingerprints?
No, I do not.
Would it be in your note?
Maybe not my notes. Perhaps one of my other detectives, maybe Detective Martinez. That was facilitated usually by him.
All right. Let's go back to the house on June 25th, 2009, that evening. You said that surveillance cameras were set up. All right, maybe you didn't say that. SID came and downloaded the surveillance tapes from the house. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you're aware that those surveillance cameras were pointed towards the front gate?
There was some pointed towards the front gate, yes.
And there were some pointed towards the doors?
Objection. Assumes facts not in evidence.
If you know, overruled.
There was not video cameras pointed towards the front door.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand you. What'd you say?
There were no cameras pointed towards the front door of the residence.
Were the cameras pointed anywhere other than the front gate?
Yes,
Where were they pointed to?
they were pointed towards the rear of the residence. There's a couple cameras pointed towards the rear of the residence. One was pointed at the gate that was mounted on the residence. One was on the keypad as you enter the outside of the gate. And there was another one located on the other side of the house in the driveway area, I guess.
When SID came out to download those surveillance videos, who directed that operation? I guess who made the determination of what to download?
Well, I think it was made collectively between us, but Detective Martinez was with the individual who had done the actual download.
I'm sorry.
Detective Martinez, he
Yes.
was with the individual from SID Electronics who done the actual download.
And they were there with Fahim Muhammad.
That I don't know. I wasn't in there.
Detective Martinez would know that?
Yes, I would assume
Okay,
so.
Okay. Let me, whatever tapes were downloaded by SID, back up. At any point after June 25th, did you ever go back and request more surveillance tapes from the house?
No.
Do you know if Detective Martinez or anybody from LAPD did that?
Not that I'm aware of.
So after the 25th, I believe your testimony is the house was left open for whoever wanted to come in, right?
It was locked, but with security present.
Well, but there was no lockdown of the house. You had no control over who went through that house after June 25th, correct?
That's correct.
And that's the same for 26th, 27th, and 28th, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, it was the 27th when Dr. Murray said, hey, my medical bags are at that house, right?
Yes, sir.
Did anybody go and lock the house down at that point?
No, sir.
How about the 28th? Did anybody lock the house down?
No, sir.
So you waited to the 29th to get a search warrant.
That's correct.
Now, did you ever go back and talk to security, the new security team that took over, to get a list of the people that came through that house?
No, we did not.
All right, and you were there at Carrollwood on the 27th, 26th, and 29th, right?
Not on the 27th.
I'm sorry, 26th, 25th, and 29th. Is that right?
That's correct.
So you know that people have been rummaging through that house.
Speculation, rummaging.
I'll sustain the objection. Vagan and Biggers.
You know that people were cleaning up, right?
I didn't know that for sure. No, sir.
People were going through the Michael Jackson's belongings. You knew that.
Objection calls for speculation.
Sustain.
How was the marijuana found? Did you ever figure that out?
Yes.
All right. How was it found?
It was found by family members
Where was it found?
in Michael Jackson's master bedroom area in a closet within a suitcase.
In a closet, in the bathroom, in a closet, in a suitcase. Is that right?
Yes.
I need a Sharpie. Just a second, Judge. I need
Please.
to implement. Where are we on defense, please?
Papa, I think.
Okay.
PP.
Let me show you defense exhibit Papa. This is a picture of the bed that Michael Jackson was found on. Is that right?
That's correct, yes.
Do you know when this photo was taken?
I have no idea.
QQ, Judge.
Yes.
It's a picture of the bed that Michael Jackson was found on. Defense Exhibit QQ. Is that right? Is that?
That's correct, yes, sir.
Do you know when this photo was taken?
No, I do not.
I'm going to Defense Exhibit RR. Is that right?
I don't think so. Yeah.
QU. Defense UU.
Quebec.
Got it.
Yeah. Now we're up to Romeo.
Should we show you Defense Exhibit UU?
Whoops.
RR.
Yeah, it may have been my fault because you had said it. You had said it correctly to begin with. Romeo.
Thank you. Let me show you Defense Exhibit Romeo. Do you know, this is a picture of the side of the bed where Michael Jackson was found?
Yes, sir, it is.
Do you know when this picture was taken?
No, I do not.
Defense SS.
Sierra.
This is a picture of the side of the bed where Michael Jackson was found. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Do you know when this picture was taken?
No, I don't.
But you do agree that we have an ambu bag that's been moved, right? From these two pictures?
Yes.
You do agree that we have bed that's been gone through between these two pictures, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you ever go back, thank you, did you ever go back to the scene and talk to security about a list of people that might have gone through the house?
Overruled.
No, I did not.
Do you know whether they kept a log of visitors?
No, I
Did you
don't
ever
know
ask
that.
any of the security guards, former security guards, whether they went back to the house? Did you ever ask them?
No, I did not.
The decision to leave the house open throughout that period of time, you're saying that was the coroner's decision?
Yes.
And if the coroner had said, hey, look, we want you to close down the house, then LAPD would help them by assigning police officers to do that?
I think what would have happened is a coroner's seal would have been placed on the doors.
Would their police officers been assigned to make sure that that was complied with?
I doubt it.
Did you ever suggest to the coroner maybe this is the kind of investigation we ought to seal the residence?
I asked upon leaving if it was going to be sealed, and I was told no.
Did that surprise you at all?
Given the circumstances, no, it didn't.
Chernoff, you let me know when it's convenient to take a little bit of a break.
Okay, it is convenient.
Is that all right?
Yes.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take the mid-morning, rather. Maybe afternoon somewhere, but not in Los Angeles. Let's take the mid-morning break. Please remember all the admonitions, written and verbal. We'll be in recess until 1:45, approximately 20 minutes. Thank you.
This is the courtroom audio feed from the Conrad Murray trial in Los Angeles, California.